Hi everybody, welcome back to Jan's Beautiful Gallery here in Summerland, British Columbia. And in Canada, we don't just work on American and Canadian projects. We tend to work on projects from around the world, whether they're from Yugoslavia, France, England, or in the case of the miniseries The Summer of 45 that I did in 1990, Holland. And the thing about working on those types of shows is you learn different ways, different cultures, working with different film crews, because half of the show was shot in Holland and half the show was shot in Canada. So the Dutch crew came over, the first AD, hair, makeup, the director, and wonderful, wonderful crew. But European crews are very lean. They work with very small departments. They're very hands-on, and they work over many departments. So in the case of props, I actually worked by myself. I was a department of one. But the one thing that always sort of catches me on working on European films is Europeans have a slightly different take on nudity than very conservative, uptight Canadians. So there was one scene in particular that happened on the Summer of 45 that was rather embarrassing to me, but I'm best to just read the excerpt from the book about it. Working on the Dutch miniseries was where I really came to understand the Dutch love of Canadians. The director of the miniseries, called Summer of 45, recalled vividly how he was a young boy. Canadian troops liberated his village at the end of World War II. At times he felt like my assistant rather than the director, because he wanted to say thank you every hour of every day on set. He was always helping me reset the props. I was the entire prop department on the show. No assistants, just me. And the director. It was one of those indie shows where everybody helped each other out. It was in the spirit of helping that I had one of my more embarrassing on-set moments. We had a scene set in the 1960s where a young Dutch couple come to Canada in search of the man's father, who was a Canadian soldier in World War II. The scene involved the two of them swimming in a river. To get to the swimming spot, we had to hike down a rock wall, and the camera stayed up top shooting down. I had to place two backpacks, and the costumer had to bring down big blankets to wrap the actors in when they came out of the water. I can do that for you, so you don't have to climb down, I said. On the riverbank, it was the Dutch hair makeup person and me with the two actors. We did the shot of them swimming in their underwear, and then the director called down and said we would now do the uncensored version. Uncensored version. Surely he couldn't mean. Suddenly, without a care in the world, the young actor stripped naked in front of me. I found myself trying to look away. When they jumped into the water, the Dutch hair and makeup person took one of the blankets from me and said, "It is customary in my country when a man and woman are naked in a scene, I go to the man and you go to the woman with the blanket." "We're in Canada," I replied. "Our winters are cold and we don't do nudity well. I'll go to the man." When the actors emerged from the water, before I could react, the hair and makeup person went towards the male actor, and I reluctantly walked towards the female actor, holding the blanket over my eyes so I could not see her. It did not go well. I stepped on the blanket and tripped, and when I looked up, my face was at eye level with her. I'll let your imagination fill the blank. I quickly looked away and tried to hide my face with the blanket, which suddenly had me tangled in a tortured solo game of Twister. Hearing laughter from the crew up top, I finally got up, got the blanket on her. After that day, she took great pleasure in teasing me. I would always smile and say, "Please don't take your clothes off again." Just one of the many stories in my book. They don't pay me to say no. My life in film and television props. Have a great day, everybody.